morning. Thank you for being with us. A little windy, but we'll get through this, and the weekend just around the corner. There was a poll of 1,000 patients taking weight loss medications, found that 20% reported an ex sliding into their DMs after they lost weight. About half reported an increase in confidence since taking the drugs, and 1/3 said their sex drive increased. On the flip side, 1 in 4 have received more unsolicited messages, and 10% say that their partners have become jealous or insecure since they shed the weight. It really is an interesting study in human nature with this thing, with these great drugs that we have. I'm on Mounjaro, and it's my weight loss has slowed down, but it's still going little by little. Ozempic, all of these meds and what it's doing for people and what the reactions to others are, that's for sure. Coming up, Human League is on the way. We've got Def Leppard and Natalie Imbruglia, and your laugh of the day. Yeah, we're going to do some stand-up comedy for you here in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll take a look at news as we switch over to the newsroom with Don Morgan here on Cool.
Good morning. Do not burn outdoors today, tomorrow, or Saturday. That is the message from officials at the National Weather Service, who have issued a red flag warning for today. And there will be high wind warnings and other hazardous warnings because of high winds for tomorrow and Saturday. And of course, conditions very dry as well. So forecasters say that makes any outdoor fire difficult to contain. According to information released by Hobbs Municipal Schools, classes were to resume today at regular times for Taylor Elementary, as custodial staff spent Wednesday cleaning after a confirmed case of measles was identified in a person at that school. Classes were canceled yesterday. Because of that, the school was not open, but classes were expected to proceed on a regular schedule there at Taylor Elementary in Hobbs today. Lee County is dealing with an outbreak of measles that is believed to have started in West Texas in the Seminole area. In state headlines, authorities have charged a man with human smuggling. It started back in March when Roberto Rodrigo Velasquez Lopez was leading police on a speed chase along I-25 in southern New Mexico. He finally stopped. Officers found 4 undocumented migrants in the trunk of his car. Velasquez Lopez told police he was smuggling the migrants between El Paso and Albuquerque to pay off a debt. No other details were released in the case. Texas lottery officials are investigating an Austin store that sold the winning ticket for last month's $83.5 million Lotto Texas jackpot. The retailer is being investigated for violations of the Lottery Commission's rules. Several other stores that worked with so-called courier companies have lost their licenses to sell lottery tickets in the state of Texas. Couriers are third-party operators that offer smartphone apps to players who want to buy tickets online as a way to dodge the state law against buying lottery tickets over the phone. The Senate has passed a bill to outlaw couriers and is considering a bill to ban bulk lottery ticket purchases. That's a look at news. In sports, 2 Lee County teams went into the boys' state basketball quarterfinals. One is moving on to the semifinals. The number 2 seeded Hobbs Eagles will face 3rd seeded Sandia at 4:45 this afternoon at the Pit after defeating 7th seeded Cleveland 66-53. The Jow boys lost to number 1 seed Texaco on Wednesday at Rio Rancho to end their season. The top-seeded Tatum girls will play at 9:45 this morning against 5th-seeded Tucumcari, and that will be at the Rio Rancho Event Center in the 2A semifinal for girls, while the number 1-seeded Hobbs Lady Eagles will face number 12-seed Carlsbad, the Cinderella team in the tournament, who upset 4th-seeded Farmington Tuesday. The Hobbs girls game is at 4:45 this afternoon at the Pit in Albuquerque. Hobbs and Lovington will do battle on the softball field in Hobbs today, 5:30 p.m. start time at Sportsman's Park. And the Jow baseball team is hosting Clayton at 3 p.m. today. And the Eunice boys baseball also in action today. They are on the road, but a short road trip to play at Wink at 5:30 p.m. It's a doubleheader with a second game to follow. And all of these, of course, are weather permitting. That's a look at local sports.
Buy, sell, trade. Garner Exchange. Do you have quality items that you want to buy, sell, or trade? Garner Exchange is looking forward to doing business with you. Gold, guns, ammo, tools, jewelry. Just a few items you'll find at Garner Exchange. Find them on Facebook or come and visit at 203 North Del Paso and see for yourself what they're all about. Garner Exchange has more in store for you than you can even imagine.
Ah, the luck of the Irish. And you can have the luck of the Irish, too. March 16th and 17th at Babe's Restaurant and Bar. 2 days to celebrate food and beverage specials. For St. Patty's Day, green spinach fettuccine alfredo, corned beef and cabbage, or Babe's Reuben sandwich. Then wash it down with Guinness draft pints and you keep the glass. Irish card bomb and Irish fist fights also on special. Taste the difference quality makes. Great food, great service, cold beer, full bar. St. Patty's Day at Babes, March 16th and 17th. Follow Babes on social media.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort.
She's just getting warmed up. Dawn Morgan Evenings, only on the greatest hits of all time. Cool 95.7.
This one, Tatum with a pretty convincing victory day before yesterday to get themselves here, Ty.
Yeah, 58-38 final, 20-point victory. And, boy, what a big game for Luann Villasenor. 23 points in that game. She had 11-15 free throw shooting and 8 rebounds. Definitely stepped up big. Also dumped in or pulled down 8 rebounds off the glass to really help the team out with getting things put back up and for some scoring in that game. So, and it kind of a not the best offensive day for Avery Hennard. She only had 4 points, but did manage to get 8 rebounds, and everything matters in these games. I mean, all the stats, not just the scoring. But so she sat out the whole second quarter of that contest. Her sister got a lot of playing time in that one in her absence, Colby Hennard, and she ended up with 4 points as well. So they combined for 8 total with those two. But Naomi Garcia definitely getting the double digits for Tatum. 13 points in the game. She also was 1 of 2 from the line, had 3 rebounds. So a couple of different girls stepped up. Wasn't the prettiest game for either team. Laguna Acoma, the team they beat by 20, they combined for 60 turnovers. Tatum had 25 of those, 35 for Laguna Acoma. So the Tatum defense doing a good job. But in this game, you step up to the semifinals, you cannot afford to have 25 turnovers, even as a winning team from the previous game.
No, you can. And actually, Coach Greg Slover mentioned that. I saw him after the game outside the Rio Rancho Event Center here, and he said, we just had too many mistakes in that game. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to work on and clean up for this game because Tucumcari is not going to be a pushover for years. Tucumcari was a 3A team. They've kind of slowly been going down. We were talking before in some of the past championships that Lee County teams have played. Tucumcari's played Lovington before for titles, and so that means they were what is now the equivalent of a 4A team. So now all the way down in the 2A level, and I think this is maybe their first year in 2A. So they've got experience against bigger schools, and they are usually a pretty big physical, tough team. I remember them from the 3As a couple of times that we've seen them here over the years. So going to be important for Tatum to come out and to clean up those mistakes and to come out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, a lot of youngsters stepping up in big roles for this Tucumcari team as well. They first-round playoff game last week, trounced McCurdy 54-32. 8th grader Maya Anaya, 12 points, and sophomore Cambria Benavides got 12 as well. Those are 2 youngsters combining for 24 points in that ball game, so that can kind of tell you what they're about. They got a lot of kids that don't have a lot of experience, but you got some kids that are going to step up. Kaylee Benavides had 9 points and 11 rebounds at leading glass work there for this Tucumcari squad. And then just the quarterfinal game a day or so ago, they beat that Legacy Academy team by 6, 50-44. That was an expected win for them. Legacy Academy, the number 13 seed, who had an upset in round 1. But still, a lot of youngsters, not a lot of experience. Tatum has some good seniors that have done some good scoring this year. Of course, Luann Villasenor now moved up to 18 points a game after that big showing on the quarterfinal matchup. And Avery Hennard still sitting around at 17. So those two combining for 35 for Tatum. They got to keep that momentum going. Last year they got knocked out by Penasco in the semifinals. Tatum did. So, I mean, that's kind of a bad taste in their mouth. This is the last hurrah for the coach, too. Coach Slover retiring after this season as the superintendent and the coach. I think he wants to go out with a bang.
I would think so. Now, I did ask him about that, too, and he said he was still on the fence about retiring as a coach, but definitely out as the superintendent.
Is that the update, huh?
That is the update. That is, well, I'm going to say directly from the horse's mouth, but I actually asked his wife because Greg wouldn't answer. His wife said he can coach as long as he wants to. So
I hope he's smiling over there, but I hope he isn't hearing us right now.
maybe not.
We're planning his career for him.
Well, I don't think you can do that with Greg Slover. But, you mentioned some of those players for Tucumcari, Kaylee Benavidez, Cambry Benavidez, and Julie Lafferty, all scoring in double digits this year. Benavidez, that's Kaylee Benavidez, averaging 15.4 a game. Cambry Benavidez, who I believe is just an eighth grader, with 11.2 points, and Julie Lafferty 10 points. They're averaging as a team 55 points a game. But here is the stat that I think is really telling, especially at this level. They're averaging 35 rebounds a game as a team. So that's a lot of opportunities for them to get second looks at the basket or to get one and dones on the other end.
And I think another thing about the senior Kaylee Benavidez, she leads in a lot of categories besides the scoring 15.4. First in assists, almost 5 a game, almost 3 steals a contest, leads with blocks close to 2 a contest, and his second leading score on the three-point line, 19 threes drilled for her on this season. So definitely a lot of stat numbers you're going to see from that Kaylee Benavidez, and she's got some of the experience on the team as she is a senior.
Well, she certainly is. So looking forward to the start of this one as the teams head to their respective free throw lines. We will take a timeout, come back with the starting lineups and the tip-offs. It's the 2A semifinals, Tatum and Tucumcari from here in Rio Rancho. We're back in 3 minutes for the tip-off. This is Lady Coyote basketball on Cool 95.7.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community. Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
The Tatum Schools are a proud sponsor of this live broadcast. Tatum Schools are very proud of every single student. With the dedication in the classroom and the dedication in your community, you've made all of Tatum and Lee County very proud. All your hard work is paying off, Coyotes. The entire staff, faculty, and administration wish you the best of luck. For more details about Tatum Schools, please log on to tatumschools.org.
Imagine having everything we ever dreamed. Don't you want it? Can't you see it?
Now, with the new Lico, you can have it all. Don't settle for slow internet. Lico introduces reliable internet speed experience. No more slow music and video streams. Experience Lico's blazing fast connection. Experience the new Lico with multi-device internet connection. Lico, experience tomorrow's broadband today. 370-5010 or lico.net.
Don't you want it all?
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
Tucumcari 23-7 under Coach Patrick Benavidez. It'll be Hennard, Young, Rice, Villasenor, and Garcia for the Lady Coyotes in the white and red. And it'll be Benavidez, Anaya, Benavidez, Lafferty, and Lopez for the purple and gold Tucumcari Rattlers. And as we start this 2A semifinal matchup with the call, here's Ty Friend.
Now, are we allowed to say Lady Rattlers? Does that work together?
I don't know.
Lady Rattlesnake?
That's what I'm going with.
Jump in the backcourt, and it's going to be for the Rattlers to get this started. A nice tip there by Lopez in the hands of their guard, Kaylee Benavidez. Drives the right side, stop and go against Avery Hennard. Handed off on the near right side to Naya. Kicks it back to the timeline. Dangerous throw to Lafferty. She's able to jump for it and bring it down. Get some tough coverage by Aubrey Young. Dumps it down to the right corner. Overthrows her teammate. Benavidez almost hit the ref in the chest that time. It sails out of bounds for the first turnover.
Good defense right there for Tatum as they actually forced that one by being on him tight. Had to try the high inlet and just overthrew everybody.
Coming across the timeline, Naomi Garcia kicks it off to the left wing to Aubrey Young. Up top to Hennard. Touch pass quickly back in front of the bench side for Garcia. And back deep to reset for the offense of Luan Villasenor with that 23 points in the quarterfinal win against Laguna Acaba. Up top to Avery Hennard, sends it back to the right corner to Villasenor, to the right elbow off the dribble. Dangerous throw to the near left sideline, almost hits me in the face here. I think it was touched by Tucumcari, so it looks like Tatum will retain possession. Both teams try to get themselves tracked on offense.
Yeah, just early morning games, you got to love them, and both teams just kind of trying to find their rhythm at this point. Yeah, Naya got the last touch on it, so stays in the hands of the Lady Coyotes.
And very cold in this gym as well. Pass to the left wing to Hennard. Cross quarter over to Young in the right corner. Going to send it around the perimeter up top to reset. Sliding left off the dribbles, Garcia. Touch pass left wing to Hennard. Back to Garcia. Swing it right side to Young to the corner. Touch pass behind her. Driving baseline is Villasenor. Leads and shoots air ball. Rebound by Hennard. Drives to the left block. Bounce pass back to the right baseline. So they're going to say she stepped on the baseline for the turnover.
So Tatum gets their first look at the basket, comes up empty, and then the teams trade turnovers initially on their opening possessions.
Boy, full court pressure, man-to-man being applied. Everybody covered for the purple squad as it comes in on the near sideline. Driving up hard is Benavidez, taking on Hennard. Dumps it right baseline. A shot on the way. Air ball might have been blocked for Benavidez as she leaned to the basket. Cambry, we got a crash underneath. Looks like a jump ball.
Avery Hennard actually grabbed that one, gets the rebound, and then she gets tied up by Lopez. So turn it over to Tatum on the, well, not turnover, but give it over to Tatum on the rebound and the tie-up. Possession arrow for the Lady Coyotes.
Yeah, kind of a quiet game for Avery in that last contest in the quarterfinals. Hope they see her get all motivated for this one to get themselves into the championship. Into the front court to Aubrey Young. Fakes a three. Kick up top to Villasenor. She's going to fire a tray. Hits out the back of the rim. Chased down left corner by Aubrey Young. She passes out, gets it back, bounce it back door. High shot on the right side rim. Missed off by the iron by Garcia. Rebound underneath for the Rattlers, and they'll pass it up ahead for a layup above the back of the head. It goes off the rim, and big bodies diving on the floor all over the place. I'm not sure who's got it underneath the pile there. Big scrum. Long pass on that transition play by Benavidez to get that ahead for the potential layup. But, boy, what a mess after that one hit the rim.
It was, but it was good coverage back down. Naomi Garcia, she hustled back down and actually kept that from being a wide open layup. Might have gotten a piece of it.
Kaylee Benavidez on the right baseline, sends it up top on the inbound to Anaya. Dribbles left, now back to the right on the zigzag, hands it off to Benavidez. Picked up by Hennard, dump it in the paint, spinning and turning a shot on with the right side, throwing it at the rim. They get a foul call there. Kayla Lopez just kind of heave-hoed as she spun around 180 on the left right block there and somehow leaned into the defender to get the foul.
They're going to whistle that on Aubrey Young. That'll be her first personal and the first team foul. And so Lopez heads to the line with a chance to break the ice with 5:53 to go here in the first.
Shooting 57% this season and nails it off the rim and comes off hard. No good on the first free throw. And we're still scoreless here in this semifinal game. About 2 minutes over the top of it. Second shot off the back of the rim this time. Missed them both. Pulled down in the left elbow in transition. Luan Villasenor. She'll drive the lane through two defenders. High arching shot off the glass. No good right side. Trying to dive for it for the rebound as Hennard. She does get on the left block and sprawls out near the baseline as a teammate picks it up, Young. And they're going to say she was on the line. So that'll be a turnover number 2 for Tatum. And now full court pressure again. Everybody's packing it in here. All 10 players in the backcourt. They'll heave it to the half-court line. Picked up in transition by Benavidez. Reverse layup right. Hits the rim with it. Another rebound on the left block by Villasenor. Her second. Sends it ahead to Avery Hennard at the shot from the right elbow. In and out. No good. The lid came off of that one. Pulled down in the paint for the Rattlers by Kayla Lopez. An outlet pass to the far left goes out to the Rattler sideline out of bounds, and there's a turnover back to Tatum.
So 2 turnovers now for each team. Both teams with some opportunities, but we're still got goose eggs on the board.
Quick game out of the right corner to Rice, drives the lane, throws up a shot off the back of the rim. It's loose. Chased down the far left sideline by Maja Anaya. Her first rebound, that's the 8th grader. Sends it down to the left wing, front court to Lafferty. Spins, and it's taken away out of her hands by Luann Villasenor. Turnover for Tucumcari, and it will be Tatum basketball.
Yeah, and then a swat from behind goes out, but Tatum will keep it.
Well, they called the foul. They're going to call that against the Rattlers.
Yes, they are. I didn't see who they put it up on. There we go. They'll put it up on Anaya, her first personal, first team foul.
Tatum in the front court now as it's unloaded to Young. Goes it up top to Avery Hennard to the right wing. Sydney Rice trying to move the D a little bit, a 2-3 zone. Finds Young on the left wing. Dump it down to the left corner to Hennard. Return to Young. Swing it to the right side to Villasenor. Over to right corner to Rice. Just kind of moving this zone around. Up top to Hennard for a 3. In and out, no good. Ripped down to the right block as Villasenor leads to the hoop. Throws it up. Comes up underneath the rim. But they're going to call the foul, though. She'll get a chance for 2 free throws here to try to get Tatum on the board and try to get a first point in this ball game.
They're going to whistle that one on Kayla Lopez. Her first personal, second team foul. Villasenor at the line.
First shot is a switch as she nails it to get things going here. And, of course, in that last quarterfinal game, 10 of 13 for the charity stripe was Villasenor and finished with, or 11 of 15, I should say, finished with 23 points. She gets them both on that one. And Tatum up early, 2-0, 4:43 left here in the first quarter. Almost a half a quarter, no scoring. And a ricochet off the inbound goes out of the baseline. It will be Tatum basketball.
4th turnover for Tucumcari. Now it will be up to Tatum to capitalize on this turnover.
Rice to inbound from the right base, gets it into Avery Hennard on the right wing, slings it back down to Rice, corner right side. 3-point shot off the back of the iron. A battle for the boards, and getting a piece of it momentarily on the left baseline was Garcia, but went off her fingertips.
Tatum having a little trouble penetrating as Benavidez and Lopez are keeping the Lady Coyotes out of the lanes.
Benavidez inbounds to half court, connects to Lafferty, tries to go back door, gets it down to Benavidez, spins in the lane, ripped out of her hands by Avery Hennard. Turnover number 5 for the Rattlers. Up ahead to the right wing. Front court Garcia, down low. Hennard leads and shoots in the right block, misses out the back of the iron. Pulled down to the far left sideline by Kaylee Benavidez. Tries to drive through Tatum traffic in front of the Rattler bench, far left backcourt. They're going to call a reach foul on the Coyotes.
Yep, looks like they're going to get Avery Hennard for that one. Her first personal, second team foul. She was going for the basketball, but caught arm instead on Benavidez. So give it back to the purple and white.
Boy, talk about aggressive full court pressure defense for Coach Slover and the Tatum Lady Coyotes. They're getting everybody covered up here. The inbound comes to the far left sideline to Benavidez. Drives hard through 2 defenders in the front court. 2-on-2. Runner shot down the lane. She runs into her defender. Talk about being solid on D. Sydney Rice straight up like a tree that time.
Did a nice job. She went under there. She set up and stuck the hand straight up and said, come on. And Benavidez drawing the contact and the foul, the charge, and the 6th turnover for Tucumcari. Give it back to Tatum with another opportunity.
Rattlers at 23-7. The Tatum Lady Coyotes at 25-5. Into the front court. Pass to Hennard on the right wing. Bounce it down to the right corner to Garcia. Down the lane and a shot taken, double clutch for Villasenor. No good, but tip back up and in on the left block from Avery Hennard. Her 4th rebound and first bucket of the ball game. Tatum up early, 4-0 here in the first. Bounce pass to the near sideline. Now dribbling up the middle of the court is Anaya, the 8th grader. Stop and go. Flicks it back behind her left side to Lafferty near the scores table with the jab step. Guarding her closely is Young. Lefty dribble, unloads left wing, 3 on the way for Benavidez out the back of the rim. Tipped in the air, pulled down to the left baseline for Tatum by Villasenor, her 3rd board. And she gets knocked around a little bit by the purple squad. And they're going to get the foul call on the Rattlers.
As they're going to whistle that one for sure. They're going to put that one up on number 25. That is Lafferty, her first personal, 4th team foul on Tucumcari already, and give it back to Tatum.
Referee at the other end of the court calls a time. Looks like little blood on the right knee of Avery Hennard. She's going to have to be taken out here. And guess who's coming in for her? Somebody she knows real well.
That'll be Colby Hennard. So Hennard stays on the floor for Hennard as they're going to go check that right knee. She's fine, but they've got to clean the blood off.
She had a lot of playing time in the quarterfinals on Tuesday. Seems like about 2 weeks ago. Tatum basketball now in the front court, comes across with Young on the left wing. Touch it pass down to Garcia, left baseline. 15-footer clinks off the front of the iron. Ripped down by Lafferty on the far left sideline. Her first rebound. Drives through traffic on the weave. Kick over to Benavidez, left wing for 3 out the back of the rim. Tipped up in the air and ripped down hard in the middle of the paint by Sydney Rice. Her first board. Throws it out to the far side, gets it back from Villasenor, and chucks it to the half-court stripe to Garcia. Now in the front court. 3 minutes left, first quarter. Tatum up 4-0. To the right wing, still with it, Garcia. Kick it down right block as Villasenor gets bodied out of bounds on the baseline. Lost control of the basketball is because she was getting bumped pretty hard.
Yeah, and so she'll go to the line to shoot 2. That should be the 5th team foul as they are going to put that one up on Kaylee Benavidez, her first personal, 5th team foul on Tucumcari. And so Villasenor back at the line where she's 2 of 2.
Only player that has shot free throws for Tatum so far. First one's up and in and out, no good.
I shouldn't have said anything. The announcer's curse.
She'll get one more here. Worst winner will go to the championship game tomorrow. We got a couple other Lee County teams still left, the Hobbs Boys and the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Later this afternoon, we'll have coverage for those on various radio stations. Second shot is up and good. Swish it home for Villasenor. 3 of 4 from the line now. 5-0 is the score. Rattlers trying to get a pass in the lane, and the backcourt is stolen away, taken away by Rice. Pass to the right wing, shot by Young off the back of the iron, pulled down by Avery Hinder, her 5th board on the left block, lost the ball, and looks like the Rattlers got it off her knee to go out of bounds. It will be Rattler basketball having to try to beat this press once again as the Rattlers have some issues. There's 7th turnover in the ball game. They throw it to half court, in transition with the dribble. Lopez with a scoop shot over the front of the iron and scores the first bucket of the game for this Tucumcari squad. It's 5-2 now with 2:35 left first quarter. Pass it to the front court to Hindard on the right wing as a slide away from the defense. Back up top to Young. 2-3 zone now. Kick left side to Hindard. Back up top. Return it to Garcia. She'll bounce it off to the right wing, and holding on to it for a second is Young. Over to left side to Hindard. Avery Hindard with the basketball. Dumps it to the free throw line to Young. To the baseline to Villasenor. She tries to get it down the lane to Hindard, who kind of stumble steps and picks up the travel for the Tatum 3rd turnover.
Lady Coyotes, again, still having trouble penetrating as Hennard on the rebound a couple of minutes ago. Really the first good penetration that the Lady Coyotes have managed.
Ball gets inbounded and then sent back to Benavidez, the inbounder. She'll take the dribble. She goes hard against Avery Hennard. Stop and go. Hands the ball off on the right wing to Anaya. Fadeaway 3. Boy, the 8th graders tanking that off. Rebound on the left baseline, and then a fadeaway from the base from Lopez, who gets fouled. Ball goes straight up in the air. Doesn't have a lot of touch, but she's getting a lot of contact from Tatum.
They're going to call that one on Sydney Rice. That'll be her first personal, 3rd team foul on the Lady Coyotes. Lopez 0 of 2 from the stripe, trying to cut into the 3-point Tatum lead.
And she's the only person that has a bucket for the Rattlers as well. Made one earlier. Now misses her 3rd free throw here in this first quarter, not helping their cause whatsoever.
As Sydney Rice checks out, it'll be Colby Hennard back in for Tatum. So both Hennards on the floor right now.
Rice is running to the locker room as well. Free throw good. 1 of 4 now is Lopez. 3 points for her. 5-3 the score. Tatum still by 2 with 1:55 left opening quarter. Into the front court. Pass to Young. Dribbles up top. Zings it back to the left side to Garcia. To the left corner to Villasenor. Takes a few dribbles. Returns back to the corner left to Hennard. Her 3 is on the way and good. First tray of the ball game. 5 points for Avery Hennard. More than she had in the quarterfinal game through 4 quarters.
They left Avery alone again. This is the 3rd shot. She's had an open look from 3, and she got that one to fall.
Biggest lead of 5. A shot from the right elbow. Firing good for Benavidez. Kaylee Benavidez, the senior, has her first bucket. It's 8-5. Here comes Tatum now up by 3. Into the front court. Garcia unloads to the left wing to Young. Kick it to the free throw line to Avery Hennard. She backs it out. Bounce pass to the right block to Villasenor. Back to Hennard. Lay it up over the front of the rim with a double clutch and puts it down. Back-to-back bucket. She's got 7.
Good job as Tatum's passing got Tucumcari out of position on defense, and that let Hennard come right through and go uncontested to the hoop.
Kaylee Benavidez is able to throw it across the timeline, but it's loose in the paint. And getting a piece of it for Tatum was Naomi Garcia and got swatted at from behind. That should be a foul and double bonus for Tatum.
Yep, we'll walk back down as they are going to call the push foul. I think they're going to get that on Benavidez. Yep, that'll be on Cambry Benavidez. So that'll be her 2nd personal, 6-team foul. And so back to the line go the Lady Coyotes in the form of Naomi Garcia.
Yeah, Luann Villasenor doing all the free throw shooting before, 3 for 4 from the line. So new Tatum Lady Cow going to get a chance to stroke it through, hopefully. She was 1 of 2 in the quarterfinal game on Tuesday and clinks off the front of the rim on her first attempt there. Garcia had 13 points against Laguna Acoma in that 20-point win. She'll get 1 more free throw here to try to get herself in the books. Second shot is up. And bouncing around the rim for about 30-40 times. Comes off. Rebound left block. Villasenor leads and shoots. Kind of fading backward that time. Shoved hard. Ball went straight up in the air, but she's going to get some more free throw looks now.
And just went inside and outlooked and outworked Kayla Lopez and came down with it under traffic. Had the presence of mind to try and put it back up while contact was happening. So Luann back at the line.
She's 3 of 4. Now make it 4 of 5 as she makes that free throws. Made her last 2. Avery Hennard and Luann Villasenor combining for 9 rebounds, 5 for Hennard, 4 for Villasenor. That's going to keep this game in the W column. They keep doing that. Makes another free throw as she is now 5 of 6 from the stripe, 12-5. The biggest lead for Tatum at 7. Ball in the hands of Callie Benavidez. Drives the near side, gets bumped. No call. Garcia playing some tough D. Sends it back deep to Lafferty. Comes across the timeline with the lefty dribble. Bounce pass to the left wing, beside French, and it sails out of bounds to the Tatum sideline. Ill-advised pass there, way ahead of her teammate, and that'll be another turnover, number 8 for the Rattlers.
Coach Patrick Benavidez is over there, and he is turning all kinds of colors. He's turning Tatum red. He is not happy with what he's seeing from his Lady Rattlers.
I thought you were going to say purple. Pass down to the left corner to Villasenor. Slides to the left elbow, spins it back to Hennard in the left corner, and Hennard nails her second tray of the quarter. She has got 10 points with 2 trays. Biggest lead is 10, 15-5. Going the other way, long pass to Benavidez in the lane. Spins and throws up a shot leading to the basket on the left block. Trying to get through 2 defenders that time, Young and Villasenor, and the official kind of bails her out there. She was kind of stumbling forward as she shot the ball.
They call that on Young. That'll be her second personal, 14 foul. But that was really good hustle for Tatum to get back to keep that from being an easy look from that left block.
Callie Benavidez to shoot 2, her first attempts, and this one's a brick. So having some issues with free throw shooting. Right now, the Rattlers are 1 of 5 for 20% from the charity stripe.
Sydney Rice back in. Karen Byland also checking in for Tatum as Villasenor and Hennard go take a deep breath.
Second shot put through the hole that time as Benavidez now with 3 points. 18 seconds left in the first, 15-6 to score. Half-court inbound to Young. Keeps it back in the backcourt, give it off to Rice. Her pass across the timeline, stripped away. That's a 4 turnover. Pass to the left block, shot by Kaylee Benavidez out the back of the rim. We got a rebounding foul. Crashing over the right side baseline was Lafferty, and that will be her second personal. 17 foul.
Actually, that's her third.
So they're going to go to the other end for free throws. That was after the shot, so it is considered a shooting situation, as that will send Aubrey Young to the other end.
Well, so far for Tatum, up 15-6, I would think, with the exception of the very slow start by both teams. This has pretty much gone the way that Coach Slover would have drawn it up.
Young getting 2 free throws, was 2 for 2 against Laguna Acoma Tuesday, and nails the first one there to extend the lead. 16-6, matching the biggest lead of this first quarter at 10. Tatum now with 3 different scores and trying to get some more points added on the free throw line. They've already been on the line 7 times and made 6 of those. And misses out the front of the rim to Young. Underneath the hoop, just waiting for it to come down, was Lopez. That's her third board. Outlet to the far left sideline. A half-court shot, the buzzer attempted by Lafferty. Probably a little bit more time to get closer, but she heaves it well short of the rim. And that'll end the first quarter play as the Tatum Lady Coyotes with a big lead.
16-6 the score. Tatum up. You're listening to the Tatum Lady Coyotes on KLEA Hobbs Lovington. Cool 95.7, back in 60 seconds.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Coyotes lead this one 16-6 as we start the second quarter. It'll be Tatum basketball. I'm TJ Miracle, and with the call, Ty Friend.
2A semifinals here at the Rio Rancho Events Center. Your Lady Coyotes led with Avery Hennard's 10 points, 5 for Luann Villasenor. They have it in the front court. Top of the arc is Villasenor. Bounce it off to the left wing to Hennard. Dump it to the left block. Leaning and shooting, getting a knocked it high in the air. The defender, Cindy Rice, missed it. Rebound right corner, though, by Young. Puts it back down to the right block to Hinner. Missed the shot. Rebound on the left block. She can't get it to go down either. Naomi Garcia. And here go the Rattlers off to the races. Anaya goes backdoor with the pass coming down the left side of the lane. The layup attempt by Cambry Benavidez. It got spun around. The foul called on Tatum. She'll get 2 free throws.
They're going to put that one up on Avery Hennard. That'll be her second personal. First team foul in the quarter. Tatum just getting a little bit wild and crazy on that opening possession and then had to hustle back. And they get whistled for the foul on defense in transition.
First free throw's up and good for Benavidez, her first point of the ball game. Tatum out-rebounded the Rattlers in the first quarter, 11-7. They had 4 turnovers, did Tatum. A total of 8, less than half there for what the Rattlers had. Second shot is off the back of the rim, rolls off. Ball loose, though, pulled down on the left elbow by Lopez. She'll turn and fire a hook shot off the back of the rim. And the rebound for Tatum by Aubrey Young on the right block, her third. Sends it across the timeline to the far right side to Hennard in front of the Rattler bench. Up top to Villasenor. Slides left off the dribble, gives it off to Young. She'll hold the ball to run some offense. Kick it up top to Colby Hennard to the right corner, driving the baseline, getting bumped hard is Luann Villasenor. And she'd love to have some more free throws. I don't think, shooting on that one. And we're in the new quarter, so the fouls totals have restarted here. But a good drive to the hoop to get that foul call.
Tatum playing very physical. They're going to whistle that one on Lopez. That'll be her second personal. But they could get these Rattlers in trouble in a hurry. And the little slide step results in a turnover.
So that'll be another one for Tatum, their 5th of the ball game. Tatum shot 6 of 10 from the line for 60% and a dismal 2 for 6 for the Rattlers in that first quarter at 33. Inbound steal coming from the left block. Going up high with it is Villasenor. She gets spun around. They call the foul, which makes it the 9th turnover for Tucumcari, and more free throws for Villasenor, making a living on that line. 5 of 6, all of her points from free throws.
Whistle that one on Kaylee Benavidez. That'll be her first personal, second team foul. So Tatum with a chance to get this back up by 10 or more.
First free throw's up and good. She has made her last 4 free throws, 6 points, second scoring behind Avery Hennard's 10 in that first quarter. Hennard with 5 boards, Villasenor with 4. Leading rebounder for Tucumcari is Kayla Lopez with 3. 17-7, matching the biggest lead of the first quarter. Hopefully 11 here after the second make, and it is good. Villasenor now with 7 points, all on free throws. 18-7. Tatum up over Tucumcari. Ball in the hands of Kaylee Benavidez. Gets a screen, and bodies are slamming into each other and trying to get through the screen. Avery Hennard, they're going to call her for crashing through that screener, which was Lafferty that time, and unfortunately going to pick up the foul.
And that'll be her third personal, so that's something Greg Slover is going to have to take into account here. We've still got a long way to go in this game, and your top scorer now in foul trouble.
Coach Slover having some comments for the official. Thought she wasn't set on that screen. Inbound to Lafferty at the top of the arc. Gives it to the right base to Lopez. Stops and shoots after the breaks come on. Out the back of the rim from 10 feet. Rebound underneath the hoop for Tatum by Villasenor, her 5th board. Goes it across the timeline, and Hennard got away with the carry that time. Big one. Kickoff to her sister, Colby Hennard, and returns it back deep to set up to Villasenor, being very patient on the offense. Matchup defense for the Rattlers. Dump off right wing to Avery Hennard. Drives baseline underneath the hoop right to left. Kick out left side to Villasenor, but took a big quick step before she started dribbling. They call the travel.
Yeah, they're going to get you for that every time. It's something that we've seen in this tournament they are really paying attention to. 7th turnover for the Lady Coyotes.
It'll be inbounding on the near right sideline, getting into Anaya. Crossover move as she takes on Colby Hennard. Gives it off to the left wing, driving the lane. Shot by Anaya off the back of the rim. Bouncing around a few times. Pulled down in the left block for Villasenor, her 6th rebound. Quick dribble into the front court. Top of the circle, continues down the lane. High arching layup on the right side. Saw a gap and took it to the rack.
And
Counted.
That was a great job as they pulled in the defense, a little head fake, and that just opened up and parted the seas and let Villasenor head to the rack. Timeout taken by Tucumcari. 6:02 remaining here in the first half. Tatum 20, Tucumcari 7. Back in 60 seconds on Cool 95.7.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Event Center out of the timeout. Tucumcari basketball. Here's Ty.
16-6 first quarter, now 20-7, a 4-1 start for Tatum. Into the front court for Tucumcari. Benavidez with the ball, stop and go. She goes against Avery Hinnard, hands it off on the right wing to Anaya. The 8th grader comes up top, slings it back behind her to Benavidez. Over to right again to Anaya for 3 off the front of the rim. Ball loose, pulled down to the left elbow, driving the lane, falling into the defender. They called the block foul. Camry Benavidez was completely falling over the top of the Tatum defender, Sydney Rice, and they called the block foul on that.
They're going to get Sydney, so that'll be her second personal. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Tatum. So at the line will be Cambry Benavidez. She's 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And she came up hobbled on that, has a big brace on her right leg, and I think she's pretty much slammed that into the hard one when she took a dive to the ground that time. Also has a big brace on her left leg as well. That's more of a rubber one, but the one on the right's a hinged one, so she's been banging up quite a bit. And the free throw is going to bounce around the rim and good. 2 for 3 on the line now is Cambry Benavidez, the sophomore. Again, they've got a lot of youngsters on this squad, so there's going to be a couple of good seasons coming up, I think, for this Rattlers squad.
Karen Byland back into the game as Sydney Rice goes and takes a seat.
Second shot hard off the front of the rim, no good. Ball loose underneath, pulled down on the right block by Villasenor, her 7th board. She'll bring it down the middle of the court. Pass it left side of the lane to Hinnard and lays it in for 2. Avery Hinnard with 12 points, 10 in the first quarter, her first bucket in the second, and a 14-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Coyotes. Ball thrown across the near sideline to Anaya. She'll dribble with the bounce pass now to the top of the arc, and sliding right is Benavidez to pick it up, guarded closely by Hinnard. Drives to the right wing, throws up a 3 out the front of the iron, no good. Ball on the ground, diving for it and picking it up. Now shooting a 3 on the left side is Anaya off the left rim. And we got a foul as she let loose of the ball, got bited into, and not liking the call, the foul. Colby Hinnard looking at the ref, but he's not going to change it.
Yeah, and they're going to get Colby for that one. That'll be her first personal. It'll be the 4th team foul on Tatum. And brought a little contact, although I think maybe I call it the Manu Award for Anaya.
Coach
a little bit of a soccer flop there,
Coach
maybe.
Slover having a little bit of a communication contact with the official on that one. The first free throw bounced around and good. This should be a 3-shot foul, too. That's the first point for Anaya. And she's been starting to tank off some threes, kind of off balance, though, and really hasn't got the stroke going yet. They have not made a three-pointer in this ballgame. Second shot in and out.
So free throw shooting woes continue for Tucumcari. They are not having a great percentage tonight.
22-9 the score. She gets one more here. And it's bouncing off the rim, no good. Comes off the left side, underneath the hoop for it. It's Villasenor in transition. She's got 8 rebounds. Puts on the brakes as she comes across the timeline. Unloads the ball to Avery Hinnard on the right wing. Slowing it down in front of the Tucumcari bench. Right sideline. Crossover. Sends it back deep to reset to Young. Slide over to the left side off the pass to Hinnard. To the left wing still to Garcia. Return it up top to Hinnard. Gets some tough pressure put on by Benavidez and a body foul. Actually, that's Lafferty. Lafferty put a hip into her and made Avery Hinnard fall forward just a bit. So that'll be a foul on Lafferty, her 4th, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I've got, and that's what they've got up on the board for her, too. So Lafferty, she's one of the leading scorers, averaging 10 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, and she's in foul trouble. She's going to have to sit for quite a while.
Kind of question the personnel management on that. If that is her 4th foul, that's going to be a mess for Tucumcari, as you mentioned. 13-point Tatum lead. Inbound to Hinnard at the timeline. Gives it off to her sister Colby on the right wing. Down to the right corner to Young. Return it up top to Villasenor. Fires away a 3 and nothing but net. First tray of the ball game for Luan Villasenor. She has got 12 points to lead the Lady Coyotes, who are now up by 16, their biggest lead. Down at the other end, they have a man wide open and laying it in uncontested is French for her first bucket.
Yeah, got behind the press right there and just managed to take it home, and she had plenty of time to take the deep breath and make sure the shot went.
25-11, a 14-point lead, 4:05 left here in the second. Pass slung over to the right wing to Bellion. She keeps it behind her and gives the pass to the right corner to Hinnard. Bounce past the right block to Avery Hinnard. Dishes off left corner to Bellion for 3, an air ball. Waiting for it on the left block, and in the dribble now is Benavidez. Kaylee Benavidez with her 3rd. Outlet to the timeline. Anaya comes across, gives it off left corner to Lopez. Back over to the left wing to Benavidez. Fires a three out the left rim. Errant shot there. Chased down to the left corner. Nice board picked up. Saving it was Garcia. They throw it ahead to Young. Puts on the brakes on the left block. Got away with a stumble step. No good. Put back up on the left block by Henner. Misses. Goes back up again and can't get it to drop. Underneath the hoop to pull it down for a third time finally is Villasenor. And we got a jump ball on that one. And boy, the coach for Patrick Benavidez yelling at the official. Thought there might have been a block out. They called the foul on the Rattlers on that.
They're going to call it on Cambry Benavidez. That'll be her third personal, and that will be the third or fourth team foul. And Villasenor heads back to the line, but she pulled down 2 rebounds in that little set before she got fouled and gets the first free throw.
Yeah, she's 7 of 8 now, 8 of 9 as she makes that free throw. Definitely taking care of the business on the free throw line so far. She's got 13 points, 8 here in the second quarter. Second shot is up and good. 14 now. She's the leading scorer. 12 for Avery Henner, and it's 27-11. Matching the biggest lead at 16. Double team on the near right sideline. The ball gets knocked off the arm of Benavidez. Diving on the floor, and they say her hand was on the line, so she is going to have a turnover here. What great pressure double team action there by Henner and Luann Villasenor on that one for Tucumcari's 10th turnover.
They've done a fantastic job to keep Tucumcari kind of out of sync and out of sorts right now. They just need to keep pouring it on.
Henner gets the inbound top of the arc, slings it over to right wing to Young. Back up top to reset to Colby Henner. To the left wing to Avery. We'll just go with the first names for a while. She holds on to the basketball. Kick it up top to Villasenor. She'll back it out, running clock with 3 minutes left. Second quarter up by 16. Sails over to the far right sideline to Colby with a jab step. Stop and go. Backs away from her defender. Back to the timeline to Bellion. Over to left wing to Luann Villasenor. Just waiting for some rotation. Coming back to get it top of the circle is Colby. Over to right wing to Karen. To the top of the arc. To Aubrey. Over to left wing. To Luann Villasenor, down to the left block. Thinking about a spin move, decided not to shoot as Garcia to dribble out to the left corner. Actually, that's Bellion with the basketball. And gives it back to Villasenor to set up. Very patient offense, top of the arc for Tatum, who leads by 16. Stop and go dribble. Sends the ball to Young on the right wing in front of the Rattler bench. Kick it back up top to Bellion with the jab step. Defender way off of her, though, as Lopez backs up. Now she uses up her dribble, though. Gets it knocked off her foot on the dribble. Goes in the backcourt, and that'll be a violation. Trying to chase it for the Lady Coyotes. Luann Villasenor got too close to each other, and a little bit of ricochet going on there.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication there, and so give it back to Tucumcari. Tucumcari, though, having to play back and off on the defense a little bit. They've got girls in all kinds of foul trouble here, so that can work to Tatum's advantage. Just a little over 2 minutes left here in the first half.
That was the 8 Tatum turnovers. The inbound comes to the right wing, driving baseline. Benavidez leads and shoots, and gets fouled, is getting flattened out on that one. Avery Henner didn't get her feet set quick enough, and body up for 2 free throw opportunities here for Benavidez.
But now Avery's going to have to sit because that's her 4th personal. I can't believe Greg Slover would leave her out there with 4 personals, and he won't. He is going to check in Isabel Ramirez after this first free throw.
Benavidez 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. First shot's up and good. She's got 4 points now. They have had 10 free throw attempts so far and have made 5 of those for 50%. So not the best numbers around, and it's not the cleanest ball game either. Both teams just trying to get themselves into a frenzy, get ready for the championship game. Second one good for Benavidez now with 5 points, 3 of 4 from the line. And the score now 27-13, a 14-point ball game. Still nice little cushion for Tatum. They'll have to beat full court pressure, though.
And with Henner out, that's why they've shifted to the pressure is Colby will get it.
Yeah, Colby Henner gets it stripped on a double team on the right baseline for the night turnover. Shot from the right block, well off the mark. And underneath the hoop for the rebound for Tatum is Villasenor with her 9th board. She'll take the dribble with the weave action as she comes through a couple defenders into the front court. 1:50 left in the second, a 14-point lead. Over to left wing to Isabel Ramirez. She throws it up top to Young. Jab step for Young. Coming back to get the basketball top of the arc is Villasenor. She'll just hold the ball, waiting for her teammates on the wings to get open. Finds Ramirez on the left wing. Down to Colby Henner to the left corner. Returns same side left to Young. Puts it underneath her right hip and waits for some rotation. Coming back to get it right in front of her. Villasenor almost took her head off with the pass, though. A little bit too close for that one. But she's able to hold on to it. Coach Slover just says run the clock, and they will do so. Pass over to right wing. Bellion wasn't ready for it. Off her knee. Almost goes in the backcourt. Saved by Villasenor. Drives the right lane to the rack. Throws it up off the glass. Count it. Hopefully they're going to say this is a shooting foul and a chance for a 3-point play. Referee's going to have a discussion on this one, though.
Yeah, they are going to come over. It looked like she had put it up before she got bodied into. So with the continuation, yep, they will count the foul, and they are going to call that one. See for sure who they put that up on. I think maybe Benavidez, but we'll see for sure.
That is the 15th foul, 2 double bonus, 16 points for Villasenor, so definitely taking care of business. Shot is up and good, 17 now. She has made all of her free throws here in the second, 5 for 5 from the line. 30-13, 17-point lead, the biggest of the game. Driving through traffic, weaving through. Benavidez down the lane, reverse layup right off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound on the left block by Benavidez. Her fourth, kicks it out. Shot on the way from the left elbow, and converting it is Kayla Lopez. She's got 5 points. 30-15. Tatum doubling up on Tucumcari. 50 seconds left in the half. Ball thrown to the timeline. Young to bring it across right wing. Right behind her to get the balls. Colby Hitter drives the lane, throws a high shot off the glass, no good. In the paint for the rebound is Lopez, her fifth. Tries to throw it out to the far left to the near Tucumcari's bench in the backcourt. It sails out of bounds. Another turnover for the Rattlers. They're number 11 of the game.
Yeah, actually, I think that may be number 12, but still, Tucumcari having all kinds of trouble, and Tatum has done a nice job converting on those turnovers.
30-15, still a big lead. The inbound of the right wing getting bodied hard. Luann Villasenor was actually dropped to the floor on her stomach that time, but she was bodied into by Haley Naranjo.
So Naranjo going to pick up her first personal, and that'll put Villasenor back at the line where she has gotten her last 8 free throws.
And she's a little bit hurt here, hunched over, had to get off the free throw line for just a second. And that's a problem with all these fouls right now, these girls in foul trouble. How do you go against, deal with that in the second half? They've already got the fouls in the books. You can't take them back.
No, you really can't. So you're going to have to change your play style just a little bit to keep especially your offensive guns on the floor.
Luann Villasenor, 10 of 11 from the charity stripe with that free throw, now 11 of 12. Boy, she continues to do a great job of shooting those free throws. Has 18 points. 13 of those here in the second quarter. Second shot good. Nice rotation on that shot. 7 for 7 from the line here in the second quarter. 32-15, matching the biggest lead at 17. Hard dribble to the front court. Anaya with a runner shot from the left side of the rim. No good. Ripped down and a washing machine elbow throw by Hinnard. Hinnard will outlet and get it back and then toss it back deep to Young. And we got to travel as Young tried to throw it across the timeline. A little bit of stumble step action there. Actually going to call that, and Luann Villasenor caught the ball and then stumbled forward. And that'll be turnover number 10.
Yeah, she actually moved forward. She was hoping she could pull a little contact on Anaya, but the ref saw the slide instead. So it'll be a turnover for Tatum. That is turnover number 10. Give it back to Tucumcari with 25 seconds to go first half.
17-point Lady Coyote lead. The inbound to the backcourt to Anaya will take on Colby Hinnard. Dribbled it off her foot. Ball loose at the time stripe. Tatum trying to get back on it, and it's Luann Villasenor with the takeaway. That'll be turnover number 13. Throws it down to the right baseline to Colby Hinnard. Back deep to reset to Villasenor with 8 seconds. She'll drive down the right side of the lane. Gets bodied up. No call. The shot. Double clutch out the glass. Counted over the front of the rim. Villasenor dumps in some more points.
And steals the inbound.
But the buzzer, I think, is going to sound before the shot. Yep, they're going to call that no good. But what a great finish. 19-point lead. Double digits, the best lead of the game.
So we head to the half as the Tatum Lady Coyotes in command of this one, but still a lot of basketball to play. We'll be back in 3 minutes for your halftime report. Tatum Lady Coyote basketball at the state tournament is here on Cool 95.7.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
The Tatum Schools are a proud sponsor of this live broadcast. Tatum Schools are very proud of every single student. With the dedication in the classroom and the dedication in your community, you've made all of Tatum and Lee County very proud. All your hard work is paying off, Coyotes. The entire staff, faculty, and administration wish you the best of luck. For more details about Tatum Schools, please log on to tatumschools.org.
Imagine having everything we ever dreamed. Don't you want it? Can't you see it?
Now, with the new Lico, you can have it all. Don't settle for slow internet. Lico introduces reliable internet speed experience. No more slow music and video streams. Experience Lico's blazing fast connection. Experience the new Lico with multi-device internet connection. Lico, experience tomorrow's broadband today. 370-5010 or lico.net.
Like you want it all.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to the Rio Rancho Event Center. This 2A semifinal matchup between our Tatum Lady Coyotes and the Rattlers of Tucumcari. Tatum up at the half, 34-15. Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing this morning. I'm TJ Miracle and Ty Friend. It was domination for Tatum in that first half. Really no better way to put it is Tatum up 34-15. 3 girls in the scorebook, and 2 of them already in double figures.
Yeah, lots of decent scoring going on so far. And, boy, Villasenor already with the double-double in this game, 21 points and 10 rebounds. I mean, she's a dominating factor. Most of her early scoring was all free throws. She was 7 of 8 to get moving with it, and then started to get a couple more baskets, including a tray in that second quarter. She had 16 of her 21 in the second, so pretty dominating action and cleaning up the glass. I noticed when she started seeing the penetration was there and then the gap, she really liked that right side of the lane, and defenders were just letting her go through.
Well, and really they kind of had to, especially late in that half, because Tucumcari has girls in all kinds of foul trouble. Julie Lafferty, one of their starters, already with 4 fouls. Cambry Benavidez, one of their starters, already with 3 fouls. Kaylee Benavidez, already a couple fouls. Kayla Lopez with a couple of fouls. Well, that's 4 of their 5 starters right there that are already in a touch of foul trouble, and they cannot risk, and so they had to pull off a little bit in defense to try and keep those girls where they would have them for, if not all, then at least most of that second half.
And the thing about it is, as a head coach, you're up and down the court trying to get your team in offensive sets, trying to get the defense where they need to be. That's an assistant coach's job to keep up with those foul numbers.
Well, it is, and I would think that Coach Benavidez is probably going to be having a discussion with not only his team but with his assistants about that. But Tatum, really, things just kind of going their way. Avery Hennard in a little bit of foul trouble. I've got her with 4. I think maybe she's only got 3. But still, that's, something to keep an eye on because she had 12 points in that first half. But Tatum living at the line, 13 of 17 in the first half. So Tatum's got almost as many points from the line as Tucumcari has total. Tatum in that first half free throws, they go, as I mentioned, 13 to 17. That's 76%. So you can make a living from the line doing that. Tatum shooting right at 30% in the first half from the floor, 9 of 30. And from three-point land, 500, 3 of 6. Now on the other side, Tucumcari is 0 from beyond the arc, and they're only shooting 19%, 4 of 21 from the field. So, yikes.
I think another key stat, though, is the rebounds, 28 to 16. I mean, 12 more rebounds for Tatum right now. They're getting scrappy. Now, some of those are taking 3 or 4 rebounds to get it actually in the hole, but then that's actually leading to some fouls, too.
Well, it is, and that has helped. Tatum is crashing the boards. They are fighting underneath against a team that has them at least a little bit on size. and doing what they need to do in the first half. Now, I think key to the second half is just do what you have been doing. I think you need to continue to attack, find out wherever Lafferty and the two Benavidez girls are, and go after them. See if you can pull a couple of fouls and maybe get them in even more trouble or even out of this game before it's all said and done. And then you're taking some pretty big bullets out of the arsenal of these Tucumcari Lady Rattlers.
And like I was saying before, during that second quarter, too, once you get the girl to that foul trouble, you can't pull it back. I mean, you get that extra foul, number 4, and then you're in some serious trouble because sometimes you're on defense, somebody drives a lane, you barely put your hand out, ref sees it, calls it, and it might be a tic-tac, but you're gone at that point.
Yeah, and that's something that Tatum is definitely going to be able to take advantage of here in the second half. So the winner of this game will move on to tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock from the pit in Albuquerque to play the winner of Pecos and Mesa Vista. That game at 4:45 this afternoon here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. So I know whoever wins this game, and we certainly hope it's the team in red and white, will be paying close attention to that one, as the number 2 and number 3 squads will take each other on for a chance to play in the championship against the winner of this one. So both teams back out as we have flipped ends of the court, so trying to get the sight lines on the other end of things. I like the fact that we're going to the north end because we always seem to have trouble in the south end, but we didn't this morning, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, still a cold gym, though. I mean, that's kind of have a little bit of effect on these girls, these early games. Usually the 8 o'clock one's the worst, but even the 9:45 seems to be pretty cold out here or on this court. And we were talking about a few years ago with the ice hockey that they played here. They left the ice underneath the surface here.
They did, and it got kind of foggy in here as the ice would sublimate up through the subflooring that they put down. So you had a fog on the court, and if you fell to the floor, you might be sticking to it, because I think we stuck to it here on Media Row. It was freezing in here, so not quite that cold, so we will take what we can get on that. 34-15 our scores. We get ready for the third quarter. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Tatum Lady Coyote basketball continues on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community. Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Back here at the Rio Rancho Event Center, getting ready for the start of the second half. They are working on the scoreboard right now. 34-15 is the score. Tatum in the lead. They're actually working on the buzzer and having all kinds of trouble with that as we get ready to get this one back underway. Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. I'm TJ Miracle, and as we head back to the action, here's Ty Friend.
Well, these two teams have had some common opponents this year. Both played Jow. Tatum beat them 21, 41, and 36. Tucumcari beat Jow by 15. Tatum beat Texaco by 33 and 24. Lost by 1. And Tucumcari beat Texaco by 4. And Estancia, another common opponent. As we get underway, they throw it down low, getting around the pressure and getting a long pass down to the left block. Laying it in is Cambry Benavidez, her 4th point of the ball game, 34-17. Tatum still doubling up on the Rattlers. Coming across the timeline with the dribbles, Garcia. Bounce pass to the right wing. Well outside the line, though, is Avery Hennard. She's going to use up her dribble, fire it down to the right elbow to Rice. She'll drive it down the lane with the spin move, lost the ball, trying to save it on the left baseline was Naomi Garcia. Looked like maybe a Rattler got it from behind, but they're going to say it out on the Coyotes. That will be a turnover, number 11 for Tatum. Rattler basketball on the left baseline. It'll be Kaylee Benavidez. Full court pressure being applied the whole game. Comes into the far right sideline in front of the Tatum bench to Anaya, the 8th grader, getting double teamed. Beats the pressure, comes up the sideline. Actually, that is Benavidez. Continues down the lane with the runner shot on the right side. Clinks it off the rim and drops in. 4 points in a row for the Rattlers, now 7 for Benavidez.
Time for Tatum just to take a deep breath, settle things back down. You know Tucumcari is going to be fired up, so you have to just counter that.
Coming across the line, stopping her dribbles, Garcia throws it down the right side of the lane. Going to the rack hard is Villasenor. Her 23rd point off a big-time layup off the right glass.
Or just give it to Villasenor and let her drive the lane. That works, too.
Already had a double-double at halftime. Coming up the other way, far right side is Benavidez. Double team for the Lady Coyotes. They try to throw it down the lane to Benavidez, and it overthrows. It was from Kaylee to Cambry, out of bounds, tips it out, and that's the 15th Rattler turnover.
Good job by Tatum. That was all triggered by the trap pressure in front of the scorer's table on Benavidez. Forced her to try and throw the fastball to get it out of there.
Young in the front court. Throws it up top to Hennard. Avery Hennard. Taking her time with some dribble to run some clock. Looks like Coach Slover wants to get good, high percentage shots going here. Unloads to Rice on the left wing. A screen from Hennard. Drives the lane. Reverse layup. Right side and scores off the glass. Lady Coyotes being very consistent. This taking it to the rack. Get an opening and go to the hole.
Nice job there by Rice. She saw the opening. She took it.
19-point lead, and they're going to go with the long ball to the other end as an uncontested layup converted by the Rattlers, and putting it through was Lafferty for her first point of the ball game. Score now 38-21. Pass to the timeline. Hennard with the basketball. Double team against her at the scores table left. Gives it off to Rice left wing. Drives the lane. Kick it left corner. 3 on the way for Young. Off the back of the rim. Rebound on the right block of Villasenor. Her 11th board. Fade away from the right side off the side of the iron. Put back up on the left baseline by Hennard. Her 7th board and 14th point. Nice second effort for Tatum on that one.
9 rebounds now for Hennard, so she's a board away from a double-double.
19-point lead, but there's a quick drive to the hoop. Scoop shot, leaving her wide open tonight to go to the rack. That's her 3rd point in the ball game, her first bucket. 40-23, a 17-point lead for Tatum. A 1-2-2 trap, full court for the Rattlers. Pass to the timeline, brought across by Garcia, and a timeout for Coach Slover. I don't know if he likes this pace. I think he might be talking about that to his team.
Yeah, I think so, and I think he was trying to save him from the 10-second violation, too. So we'll keep it right here with the timeout. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. 40-23, Tatum in the lead. Say a big thank you to our friends at Legendary Services, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Western States Insurance, New Mexico Junior College, Now Pharmacy, LECO, the Tatum Schools, Norley Hospital, IPS Incorporated, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, and Bob Shriftway, making Lady Coyote basketball possible here on Cool 95.7 and the Tatum Sports YouTube channel. Of course, not allowed to show video, but we do have the score bug up, and because of those folks, we never have to charge you or beg you for donations. So we watching the scoreboard at least, and listening here today. First of our triple header today. After this one, we'll be jetting all the way across Bernalillo County and heading to the pit at UNM for the girls 5A semis. Hobbs Lady Eagles going to be in action 1:15 this afternoon. Then the Hobbs boys at 4:45. The Hobbs girls on Eagle 100.5 and 11:10 a.m. The Hobbs boys right here on Cool 95.7.
After the timeout, Tatum basketball. They lead 40-23, 5:29 left here in the third. The semifinals of the 2A winners the championship tomorrow. Mesa Vista, possibly the number 2 seed, could be there. They beat Eunice earlier. They go back door, going to the rack to the left side, missing the layup is Young, and the rebound pulled down in the paint for the Rattlers by Lopez, her 8th. So send it ahead to the left corner, but overthrows her teammate out of bounds. I think there's going to be a foul on the pass, though. Tatum crashing in, and they're going to get the foul call on Naomi Garcia.
Yeah, and a bad foul by Garcia coming up behind and just trying to keep up, and bumped into the Lady Rattlers. So not a great foul for her to give up, but it slows down the momentum. Tucumcari has come out. They look like they want to run.
Inbound comes to the left wing to Lafferty. Gets it right behind her to her teammate. Benavidez back to the timeline to Lafferty. Stop and go dribble to the left wing. Continues down the baseline. Leads and shoots over the rim. No good. Loose in the paint. Gets her own rebound. Does Lafferty, her 2nd. Underhands it to the left elbow. Shot for Lopez out the front of the iron. Tipped out to the left corner. Chased down once again for the Rattlers. The 4th for Benavidez. Drives to the rack. Throws it over to the left rim. A high shot and scores. Benavidez now with 9 points. 40-25. Tatum still by 15. Driving to the far sideline is Rice. Gets a double team in front of the scorer's table. Spinning in front of the Tatum bench. Bounce it back deep to Hinnard. One-hand bounce pass to the right baseline to Garcia. Slides to the right elbow off the dribble. Returns up top to Villasenor. With a couple of jab steps and stepping out on her defensively is Kaylee Benavidez. Gets a screen. Coming down the right side of the lane. High-arching layup. Over the rim. No good. Two bodies crashing on the floor for it. Picking it up, though, in the corner for Tatum is Garcia with her 4th rebound. Sends it to the left baseline to Hinnard. Underneath the basket, reverse layup, left to right, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound by Lafferty, her 3rd. Outlet to the timeline. Coming down the lane with a scoop on the right side is Benavidez. Misses off the back of the rim. Ball tipped out, and it goes out in the left corner, out of bounds. A good battle there for Tatum to try to get a grasp of it. Just couldn't pull it in. Sydney Rice chasing that one down.
Yeah, Rice fighting underneath, but not able to quite control that as she and Benavidez were really going at it as Sydney has to readjust the knee brace a little bit. Gets it back like she wants it. Tucumcari basketball.
Benavidez inbound, deep left corner of the front court. Throws a high one into Anaya, left wing. Dribbles up top against 2 defenders. Fires a 3 at the top of the arc. Comes off the back of the rim. High rebound off the left block by Hinnard. That is her 9th board on 14 points. One away from a double-double. Pass down the lane. Reverse layup right for Villasenor. Misses off the right rim. And there's a tie-up underneath. Big battle going on between Hinnard and Benavidez.
And Benavidez throws some elbows, and I'm surprised they didn't call a shot as Coach Benavidez is hollering and complaining about something. Possession arrow will stay with Tucumcari.
Official gives him the big stop sign there.
No, actually, it'll be over to Tatum, so that'll wind up as a Tucumcari turnover.
Number 16 for the Rattlers. Backdoor inbound. Going up high with 2 hands off the left glass is Hinyard. Backdoor, and that will be her 16th point of the ball game. 42-25, a 17-point lead. The ball gets knocked out of bounds on the far right sideline in front of the Rattlers bench, and Coach Benavidez has a comment for about every play now to the official.
Well, he certainly does. He's seeing a lot of things he doesn't like, but your girls are down big, so.
Long inbound down to the left block. Spin move for Lopez. Throws it off the left glass. They're going to count the bucket and a chance for a 3-point play. Lopez with the big spin 180 and took it high off the rack there. Off the glass, I should say. 7 points for Lopez and a chance for a 3-point play.
And it looks like they are going to whistle that one on Garcia. So that'll be her 3rd personal, and it'll be the 2nd team foul on Tatum, and a chance for the and one now for Lopez.
42-27, a 15-point lead, pinning this free throw. Shot is up and good for Lopez. She's got 8 points. 42-28, down to 3:30 left here in the 3rd. Inbound to the near side to Hinyard in the backcourt. Stop and go. Hinyard takes it across the timeline against double team pressure to the right sideline. Gives it back to Villasenor to set up the offense. Slowing it down. Give it off left to Young in front of the Tatum bench. Down to the left corner, spotting up a 3. Rice decided against it, gets banged into. Knocked out of her hands by Lopez, but picked up left corner. And a 3 on the way for Villasenor, her 2nd of the game, right through the thread. She's got 26.
And that's good movement. They found the open girl as Villasenor takes it in, and there will be a tic-tac they're going to call on Colby Hinnard as Benavidez runs over and winds up on the floor. Colby Hinnard had her back to her and got run up from behind, but they're going to whistle her for the foul. That'll be her 2nd personal, 3rd team foul on Tatum.
Clock stopped with 3 minutes left, 3rd quarter here in the semis. 45-28, 17-point lead for Tatum. Inbound to the top of the arc with the dribble is Lafferty. Throws it left to Lopez. 15-footer off the front of the rim, no good. Ball loose on the far right. Pulled down by Benavidez, her 5th board. Fires up a 3, fadeaway right corner. In and out a couple times on the rim. Rebound with a putback on the left block by Lafferty, no good. Her 4th board comes off the iron and rolls out on the baseline. Tatum basketball.
Tatum giving Tucumcari too many opportunities right there and looking for him. Almost another rebound for Benavidez. Fortunately not able to handle it. Good pressure from Young. Kept her from controlling that. Give it back to the Lady Coyotes.
Ball inbound to the far left, backcourt to Hinnard. Returns it back deep to the baseline to Rice, and then to Hinnard again. Yo-yo passing game. 2-man trap in the backcourt. Stop and go. Comes across the timeline. Picks up a double team again. Coming to get the handoff is Villasenor in front of that scores table left. Dribbles up to the top. Stop and go against Benavidez. Lost the ball through her legs, but picked up on the right wing, luckily by Hinnard. Drives baseline on the double team. Gets forced out of bounds. She had 2 bodies banging her that time and knocked her out. That was a Benavidez and Benavidez. Kaylee and Cambry. One of them is going to get the foul here.
Yep, and it looks like they're going to call that one on Cambry. That'll be her 4th personal. Just the 1st team foul, though, here in the quarter. Not a shooting foul.
Inbound to the left wing. Holding on to it is Colby Hinnard. Slides it over to the right wing on the pass to Villasenor. Backs it up to the top of the arc. Waiting for a screen from Rice, but threads it down low instead. Shot put action for Avery Hinnard. Misses off the left rim. Long rebound in transition. Lafferty, her fifth board. Bounce pass backdoor left. Going up with two hands off the glass is Camry Benavidez. Her 6th point of the ball game off the layup.
And Tatum a little upset. There was not a foul on that other one as Rice got pushed in the back as she was taking it to the hoop. Kept her out of position, too, to get the rebound.
45-30 into the front court is Hinnard, and Avery trying to get through their defender who bangs into her, Kyla Lopez. That will be her 3rd. And only the 2nd team foul, but it will be Tatum basketball here in front of the media table on the near right side.
Up by 15, but still a lot of time to go in this one. A little surprised that Coach Benavidez hasn't taken another timeout or two here.
They're going to throw it down the lane, but overthrows Avery Hinnard, does Rice. And they're going to bring this ball back to the sideline because I don't think it touched anybody before it went out of bounds. That will be a turnover 12 for Tatum. And, yes, they're going to move that back to the sideline. Tatum's had a dominating season this year, too. Have outscored their opponents on the average by 25 points through the whole season. And same Tucumcari, though, 16 better than their opponents this season. So both these teams doing some pretty good stuff this season. Coming across the timeline, Benavidez kicks it down the middle of the paint. Coming up with it is Lopez. Reverse layup with two hands from left to right and scores on the fade. Lopez is starting to come on. She has 5 in the third, 10 overall. 45-32, still, though, a 13-point lead cushion for Tatum. Into the front court, Villasenor. Bounce pass to the right wing to Hinnard. She'll hold on to the basketball, stepping out on Diaz Anaya, the 8th grader. Uses up her dribble. Tough pressure being applied. Touch pass back to Rice. Sling it to the left wing to Young in front of the Tatum bench. Stop with a dribble to the right elbow. Returns it back to Villasenor. Running the clock with 1:10 left, third quarter, a 13-point lead. Pass to Young on the left wing. Behind her to Colby Hinnard. Her sister comes to get it. Avery Hinnard returns to the left corner to Rice. Drives the lane. Lefty layup. Rolls around the rim and flush it through for 2. Nice balance in the air by Rice. 4 points for her, all coming in the third quarter. 47-32, a 15-point lead, and trying to dribble through double-team pressure on the far right sideline in front of the Tatum bench. Maha Anaya almost lost the ball. Went off a Tatum foot, though, out of bounds.
Good job, though, for Tatum there, keeping the pressure up 47-32, 51 seconds remaining here in the third.
Having trouble getting it in. Finally do so to the timeline. Lafferty, and gives it back to Lopez. They bring it across the timeline. Trying to thread the needle down low to Lopez. Stolen away for Tatum. Now driving through traffic is Young after the 17 turnover. Goes to the rack with it. And then we got a pileup going on. They got the foul. They're going to call, looks like,
they're going to get Sydney Rice for the charge as she bodied into Anaya. So that'll be Sydney's 3rd personal. 4th team foul on Tatum and their 13th turnover.
Clock stop with 39 seconds remaining here in the third, 47-32. Winner goes to the championship tomorrow. Hopefully 3 Lee County teams punching their ticket today. Of course, Hobbs girls and boys in action at the pit later. Talk about that as we get further into this ball game. Inbound and getting it back quickly for the Rattlers is Kaylee Benavidez. Double team at the timeline. Throws a high one, but it's picked off by Villasenor. Turnover number 18. Goes backdoor, missing the layup. Avery Hinnard. Ball tipped up in the air. It's still loose, and pulling it down in the left wing is Young. That's her 5th rebound. Back over to left wing to Avery Hinnard. Stop and go. They're going to say she faked that tray and then took a step, and they got the travel on.
Yep, they're going to get you for that every time. I appreciate that Tatum's trying to run clock, but sometimes when you do that, it gets you a little bit out of sync. In the last minute or so, they've been a little bit out of sync with a couple of turnovers when maybe they could have taken the open shot.
That was the 14th Coyote turnover. A couple of passes and bringing it across hard as Lopez goes backdoor. Actually, not Lopez. A charge by Benavidez, who's trying to pass and ran right into her defender that time and completely flattened Garcia.
So we've got charges coming both ways, and so that'll be another turnover for Tucumcari. That's number 19 by my reckoning. So Tatum will have a chance to take it down and take the last shot, up 47-32 as subs coming in for Tucumcari. He's got Coach Benavidez taking a couple of his big girls out to try and not risk another foul late in the third.
That was the second on Kaylee Benavidez. 14 seconds left in the quarter. Inbound to the far left to Hinnard in the backcourt. Gets it to the timeline to her sister Avy. Drives the lane to left corner to Young. 18-footer swish. Was she behind the tray? Nope, just 2 on that one. Beautiful shot regardless. That's her 3rd point of the game. And we got a crash at the timeline near the scores table on the far right.
And again, Colby was running. She was turned completely around and got run over from behind by Benavidez, and they're going to call Hinnard for her 3rd personal. That will be the 5th team foul. And so free throw time for Tucumcari, but I don't know if the girl's running away from her and the opponent draws contact. Why is it a foul on you? I've never quite understood that.
Yep. It's getting a little bit physical here, too. A lot of subs been coming in and out, trying to get some rhythms going here. The free throw good for Benavidez. She's got 10 points and now is 4 for 5 from the line for 80%. Giving a chance both teams to kind of get calm a little bit here and catch their breath.
And that's what Coach Slover is telling Colby over on the bench is you got to settle out.
Missed the free throw. Shot was put up by Lopez, and the horn has been going off and on all day. And that time you could barely hear it. They had to bring it back on there. That was a 9th rebound for Lopez. They're not going to let the shot go, but that will end the third quarter. But a pretty nice little cushion here for the Tatum Lady Coyotes trying to punch their ticket to the championship.
49-33 the score. We head to the fourth. Back in 1 minute on Cool 95.7.
The Tatum Schools are a proud sponsor of this live broadcast. Tatum Schools are very proud of every single student. With the dedication in the classroom and the dedication in your community, you've made all of Tatum and Lee County very proud. All your hard work is paying off, Coyotes. The entire staff, faculty, and administration wish you the best of luck. For more details about Tatum Schools, please log on to tatumschools.org.
Imagine having everything we ever dreamed. Don't you want it? Can't you see it?
Now, with the new Lico, you can have it all. Don't settle for slow internet. Lico introduces reliable internet speed experience. No more slow music and video streams. Experience Lico's blazing fast connection. Experience the new Lico with multi-device internet connection. Lico, experience tomorrow's broadband today. 370-5010 or lico.net.
Like you want it all.
Fourth quarter, Tatum leading 49-33, a trip to the championship on the line. I'm TJ Miracle with the call. Ty Friend.
Already a turnover on the inbound. Couple defenders knocking it away, and in action out of the basket is Villasenor. Pass to the right baseline, shot on the way for Garcia from 15 off the side of the rim, and it goes out of bounds to go back to Tatum. So that racking up for Tucumcari. Their 20th turnover of the ball game. Tatum's out rebounded Tucumcari 31-24 through 3 quarters. And the top score for Tatum, 26 for Villasenor, 16 for Avery Hinner. Trying to get the throw in and having to call the timeout, Villasenor, to make sure there was no 5-second violation there with Tatum up by 16.
Yeah, very tough as defense by Tucumcari. So a smart timeout there, just be a 30. So we'll keep it right here. Tatum outscored in that third quarter, 18-15, but they've got the cushion. Of course, game one of our triple header here in the semifinals today. Hobbs Lady Eagles at 1:15 against a familiar opponent, the Carlsbad Cave Girls. So Carlsbad trying to play Cinderella as the number 12 seed. We'll have that game for you about 1 o'clock for the pregame show on our sister station, Eagle 100.5 FM, 11:10 a.m. Hobbs Sports YouTube. Then the Hobbs boys going to be in action against Sandia at 4:45 from the pit right here on Cool 95.7.
Well, I just realized this, too. Between Villasenor and Avery Hinner, they have 42 of the Tatum 49 points in the ball game. Pretty substantial amount of percentage there. Leading scores for Tucumcari is Kyla Lopez with 10 and Kaylee Benavidez with 10. The inbound of the right block, leading to the hoop and scoring, getting through 2 defenders was Villasenor with 28 points, leading both teams. Also a double-double with 12 rebounds. 51-33, an 18-point lead. And the ball's dribbled up to in front of the head coach, Benavidez of Tucumcari. He wasn't happy. The ball got knocked out. Thought there might have been a reach foul. And will be the Purple's ball there. And he has a comment for every play in this front court.
He's been arguing the purple and gold's case. Let's be sure about that.
Inbound to the right corner, getting stripped is Lopez, taken away by Garcia. She throws it back door to the right block to Villasenor, leads and shoots a double clutch out the back of the rim out of bounds. Trying for the rebound, but kind of getting pushed a little bit. Avery Hinner could not get the grasp she wanted.
Yeah, Henner was getting pushed from behind, and no call on that one or the one on Villasenor's. The fastball down.
Yeah, half-court throw to Benavidez, goes to the rack, and Cambry lays it in for 2. She's a sophomore with 8 points. She mentioned prior to that play, though, that was the 21st turnover for Tucumcari. Some excellent D by Tatum. It's 51-35 into the front court. Hinner with the bounce pass up top to Villasenor. She'll bounce it again to the right baseline to Garcia. Bounce it to the right block to Hinner. Was going to shoot, spun around and got it ripped out of her hands by Benavidez. Turnover number 15 for Tatum. Pass to the timeline. Weaving through traffic, Anaya. Kick it left. 15-footer for Lopez out the front of the rim. Chased down by Tatum in the left corner. That's Villasenor's 13th rebound. She spans at the timeline and throws it across to Avery Hinner on the left wing. Now going to run some clock. 6:45 left, fourth quarter of the semifinals here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. 51-35. Pass over to the right wing to Batron. She's going to wait and take a few dribbles up top, looking for help. Tries to thread it down low, left block, back door, leading and shooting, getting hammered, no call. Trying to put it over the rim was Garcia. And boy, did she get clobbered from behind. Looked like taking her out was Lafferty.
And absolutely no call on that as Garcia's up and she's hobbled. She's heading to the bench. They're going to need to get her checked out as, I don't know. Maybe they've decided to swallow the whistles here in the fourth, at least early.
It's her right knee. I think she banged the hardwood with it, showing one of the assistant coaches about what happened to her. It's going to be Rattler basketball on the left baseline underneath their hoop. 51-35 to score. Bad inbound. Diving on the floor for it to try to save it for her team was Kaylee Benavidez, and we got a whistle. Was that a jump? Or
yep, they're going to the jump, and then wow, they're going to say time. They're going to say timeout before they called the jump. That should be Tatum basketball.
Coach Slover is out on the court. You got a loose ball. You cannot have a timeout. The problem was the official at the other end was in front of the Tucumcari bench and really didn't see where the ball was in relation. Coach Slover is having a fit right now about it. All three officials are listening to him because he does have a point. They're going to give him the timeout.
And so the full timeout is Coach Slover going to continue to argue his case. I think Coach Benavidez, after he gets through coaching, is probably going to be opening a firm up in Santa Fe to do some lobbying. So, all right, with the timeout for Tucumcari, they saved the possession, 51-35. Tatum in the lead, back in 30, right here on Cool 95.7 KLEA Hobbs-Lovington.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
Fortuitous Tucumcari timeout, Rattler basketball, and with the call, Ty Friend.
51-35, Tucumcari trailing big to Tatum here in the semifinals. The ball in the hands now of Lafferty. She's weaving through traffic, bounce pass in the front court, right wing to Naya, fade away three. Wow, that one was way off balance, and it goes over the top of the backboard. She kind of stepped back and just kind of heave-hoed from her hip, and not a good shot selection
I'm
there.
not sure if she was trying to draw a foul there, but that one was from beyond NBA distance. Of course, the court here at Rio Rancho has the NBA lines on the court, too, in addition to the high school lines.
I think I'm going to count that as a turnover.
You almost could.
Inbound to the Villasenor at the timeline. Stop and go to the near right sideline front court. Boy, late whistle from the half-court line from way behind. Looks like might be a screen foul, maybe push off by
They're going to call the push on Benavidez, and that's her number 5 for her. Cambry Benavidez will foul out of this game. She finishes up with 8 points and a couple of boards, but that will foul her out of the ball game. Checking in her place will be Aubriana French, but that's one of the big guns for Coach Benavidez now out of this ball game.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be pushing off ball. She came in averaging 11.2 a contest, second on the team, but right now is going to be taking a bench. Dribble around the right end is Inra to the basket. She gets ripped from behind. Hennard trying to go up with it and had her wrist taken out. Didn't have much a chance to push that to the hoop. But
going to call that on the. Wow, they didn't call that on the other Benavidez. I think they're going to call that one
Lopez. Kyla Lopez.
Yep, on Lopez. So that'll be her 4th personal.
So 2 quick fouls for the Rattlers. Free throw swish. That's the first free throw attempt here in this second half. 17 now for Hennard, and she is 1 for 1 from the line. And now 14 of 18 are the Tatum Lady Coyotes. Trying to put some icing on the cake here, up by 17. 5:59 remaining in the fourth.
And Young back in for Byland.
Second shot, a swish right through the threads. 18 now for Hennard. Second leading scorer. 28 for Luann Villasenor with a double-double with the 13 rebounds. 53-35. Stop and go dribble to the front court. Benavidez gets through the pressure. Shot from the right elbow. Off the back of the rim. Ball loose and picked up in the middle of the paint by Rice. Her second board. She'll take the dribble to the far left sideline now in the front court. Bounce it up top to Villasenor. She's going to hold the ball. Coming out on D on her is French. Drives the lane left to the paint. Throws it back to the right block to Hennard. Lost the ball on the baseline. Picked up by Villasenor and backs it out. Sends it over to left wing to Hennard. Returns it to Villasenor. Touch pass to the right side to Young. Tucks it under the bicep. Dumps it off to the right baseline to Colby Hennard. And she'll come out to the right wing off the dribble. Bounce it down to the right corner to Avery Hennard. Down the lane to the right block. Villasenor tries to spin with it. Lost the ball in the paint, and we got a battle going. Bodies on the floor. Diving on it is Avery Hennard, but also on the bottom of the floor there, in the purple jersey, Lafferty, and we got a jump ball.
And Anaya threw a forearm shiver there on Villasenor that a pro wrestler would have been proud to claim, but no call.
Arrow for the Tatum Coyotes. Backdoor bouncer going from Rice to Young to lay it in for 2 off the left glass. 5 points now for Aubrey Young. Back to a 19-point lead, tying the best of the game. And driving the lane quickly and putting it up for 2 was French, her 4th point.
Actually, I think that was Benavidez.
Okay.
Number 12.
12 points for Benavidez, 5 rebounds for her as well, 54-37. The Tatum Coyotes trying to break the trap pressure. Ball gets knocked out to the far left sideline as they try to get it over to Hennard. And it will be Tatum basketball still. Good D applied there by Anaya, the 8th grader. She's trying to block the inbound, too. Get it into the half-court stripe to Hennard. She'll drive the lane, gets shoved in the shoulder, lays it up, and she is going out of bounds almost. It's kind of flicked it over the rim. Count the bucket. That's going to be her 20th point of the ball game and a chance for a 3-point play.
And they're going to throw up that shoulder block foul. They call the hack, but really it was almost a tackle as they are going to put that one up. They still haven't put it up. And they're going to call that one on French, her first personal.
4th team foul. The free throw good and 1 now. 21 points for Hennard. Long inbound to the timeline. 57-37. A loose ball, and it's going to go off the foot, unfortunately, of Villasenor on the baseline at the other end. It will go to the Rattlers underneath their hoop, but they trail by 20, their biggest deficit of this contest.
So far, Tatum has done a very nice job containing. You're up by 20. Now it's just a matter of don't do anything stupid.
Kayla Benavidez gets it and is going to fade in the lane and puts it up over the front of the rim for the bucket. She was the inbounder, threw it into Lopez and put it back into her in the lane. Now with 14 points, but still Tatum by 18. Looks like there's a timeout.
30-second timeout taken by Coach Patrick Benavidez from Tucumcari. 57-39. Tatum in control. 4.5 to go. We're back in 30 on Cool 95.7.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Out of the Tucumcari timeout back here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Tatum 57, Tucumcari 39. Lady Coyotes 4:36 away from punching their ticket back to the pit for the first time since 2019. It'll be Lady Coyote basketball. I'm TJ Miracle, and with the call, Ty Friend.
Full court pressure by the Rattlers. Tatum ball in the backcourt on the baseline to get it in is Rice. Bounces into the far left sideline to Colby Hennard. Returns to Rice. Boy, the Tatum girl got flat. They didn't call that as getting run over by Hennard. Pass up top to Villasenor to set up the offense. Goes it behind Young in front of the Tatum bench in the left wing, out of bounds. 16 turnovers for Tatum. There's been 21, though, for Tucumcari. Tatum still has that cushion with 18 here in the fourth. Ball in the hands of Kaylee Benavidez on the far left. Going to go one-on-one against Hennard. Gets by her and then try to get through Rice as well. And lost the ball to Rice. Stripped it out of her hands. Turnover number 22. Into the front court, spinning. The ball's loose. They got it knocked out of her hands at the time stripe. Good D by Lafferty, but picked up in the backcourt by Villasenor, who takes a hard shot from Lafferty, who's not a happy camper. That might be her 5th.
I think it will be. So Lafferty going to foul out of this ball game. That'll also be the 4th team foul on Tucumcari. So that's the second Tucumcari Lady Rattler that is fouled out of this ball game. Lafferty will finish up with 2 points, 4 boards, 5 fouls. And so there's another one of Tucumcari's big guns off the floor as she heads to the bench, and she is not a happy camper. But now Tatum
Rice
with the ball.
Bounce it into Hennard on the right baseline. She'll turn and shoot, and from the left right block, lays it in over the top of the rim. She continues to dump in the points here in the fourth. She has got 7 now and 23 overall. 59-39, a 20-point lead, matching the biggest of the game. A pass to the right wing is knocked out of bounds. Getting the passing lane, Sydney Rice, as it was intended for Lopez in front of the Tucumcari bench. Rattlers will get it back on the inbound. Kaylee Benavidez to throw it in with 3:49 remaining. Gets it into Lopez, right wing, holds the ball. Gets it back over the right side to Benavidez. Fires up a 3 off balance out the back of the rim. Pulled down to the right block, going back up strong with it as Lopez, her 10th rebound, misses. Goes back up again on the second look and puts it through. 12 points and 11 rebounds, a double-double for Lopez. 59-41, a bad inbound. Taken up onto the left block and scoring is Kaylee Benavidez. She's got 16 points, and that's going to be the 18th Tatum turnover. 59-43. Half-court inbound to Henner. Drives the lane, leads and shoots towards the hoop, and is fouled. Little sidewinder hook action there from the right block, and she'll get to go to the free throw line where she is 3 for 3 here in the fourth quarter.
Done a nice job, but Tucumcari not going away. So they're going to whistle that one on Anaya. That'll be her third personal, 5th team foul, so Eunice in the double bonus.
First shot is up and good, and she continues to swish these free throws. 4 for 4 here in the fourth quarter, and all her free throws in the fourth for Avery Hennard. She's got 24 points, couple behind Luann Villasenor. Second shot off the back of the rim. Chased down to the right block by Rice. Her third rebound. Goes back up. Double clutch over the iron backside. Rebound in the left corner by Villasenor. Her 14th board. Dribbles out left wing. Give it off to Avery Hennard. Right behind her in front of the Tatum bench. Kicks it up top to reset to Young. Slings it back to the left wing to Rice. Holding on to it for second run clock with 2:58 remaining and a 17-point lead. As she backs it out to the timeline, gets swatted at by Lopez. Not quite sure if she wants to do that. I have her for 5 if that is the
that'll be it for Kayla Lopez. She'll foul out of this thing.
Kind of just nonchalant fouls, too. That's getting you out of the ball game.
Yeah, and so that's 12 points, 9 rebounds for Kayla Lopez as she's done. So now 3 of Tucumcari's big guns out. Cambry Benavidez, Julie Lafferty, and Kayla Lopez all fouling out of this ball game, and Sydney Rice heads to the line for 2.
Yet to shoot a free throw in the contest. First shot's off the back of the rim, though. She's got 4 points at this point in time. Again, 28 for Villasenor. And 24 for Avery Hennard. Second shot bouncing around and good. As she gets the second of 2, she's got 5 points. 61-43, 18-point lead. To the far right sideline, double clutch here for Benavidez as she tries to go through 2 defenders and throw it forward. I think Tucumcari might have got a timeout, and she let that loose. The guy said the coach caught the timeout before. That ball would have been picked off by Tatum.
So 61-43, Tatum on cruise control. 2:48 remaining in the ball game. Tatum in the lead. We're back in 60 on Cool 95.7.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Minutes and 48 seconds away from a trip to the pit in the championship game. Tatum up over Tucumcari, 61-43 with the call. Ty Friend.
2:48 left, and the inbound deep in the paint in the backcourt. Tamaris, who just checked in, seeing her first action tonight. Goes across the timeline to Kaylee Benavidez, up top to Anaya. WNBA tray. Wow, that was almost from half court. The 8th grader just chucked it, and it sits off the rim out of bounds on the left baseline. No rebounders underneath, and I don't think she even knew where the rim was on that.
No, I don't either, and she took a flop trying to get a foul, but the ref goes, yeah, don't think so on that one, kid.
Inbound to the right corner to Avery Hennard, gets it back deep to Rice, and we got a technical foul, looks like. Coach Benavidez saying too much. He is crouched down in front of the bench. He isn't stalking the floor, but the mouth could do some damage, and the referee had enough.
Yep, so they will call the technical foul, and so I would think that you're probably going to see Luann Villasenor head to the line. Yep, so Luann will go over there to shoot 2 on the Tex, and then Tatum will get the ball back. Coach Benavidez is not willing to raise the white flag just yet, but
Villasenor 12 of 13 from the line in this game. Now make it 13 of 14. That's her first free throw attempt here in the second half. She has 29 points.
Yeah, I was going to say she makes this when she breaks the 30-point mark.
Second shot's up and good. The second tech, I should say. So 30 points in the books for her. Of course, big game on Tuesday with that win over Laguna Acoma as well, was the leading scorer with 23 points and 8 rebounds on that one. It was 11 and 15 to that game. So continues to stroke it through for Tatum. 63-43, 20-point lead. They do a long inbound from half court to the right corner. Laying it in for 2. Hit her, and she continues to battle up as well with some big time scoring. 26. 65-43, 22-point lead. 3-shot from the left side. Benavidez hits out the back of the rim, loose at the free throw line, chased down by Maris. Her first rebound. Outlet to the right wing to Benavidez, backs it out in front of the Tucumcari bench. Hands it off to the 8th grader Anaya. Ain't going to shoot a long three this time, but hands behind her to Benavidez, who chucks it near half court, misses. Going back up on the left block is Maris, her quick second rebound. She got pinned between two defenders. Young and Villasenor, both of them don't like the call. They thought they had all ball.
Yeah, and they're going to call the foul on Aubrey. That'll be her second personal, make that third personal. Just the first team foul, though, as Maris goes to the line.
She just barely got off the bench here late in the fourth and makes her first free throw, so she gets in the books, the senior. Crowd is pretty loud about it, too. They're happy to see her get a chance to play in this ball game. To finish this one up, Tatum going to be up big here, though, 21 points, and misses the second off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Tatum on the far left by Young, her sixth rebound. And they try to throw it in the lane there, and Rice is using both hands on the ball to hit it to the hardwood for the double dribble, and that will be the 19th turnover for Tatum. But they've been keeping the turnovers down a little bit here as we progress through this second half.
Yeah, even though 19 turnovers in the game, 9 here in the second half, they haven't been at critical moments that have triggered a Tucumcari comeback.
Especially with the big double-digit deficit, or lead, I should say. Inbound to the right wing, three on the way, a fadeaway, in and out for Benavidez, pulling it down in the left block and throwing it down for a transition pass is Young, her seventh rebound. To the left elbow, shot on the way for Colby Hinnard from 15 off the back of the rim. And it's going to be trying to be saved for Tucumcari by Kaylee Benavidez, and tries to chuck it underhand back into play, but they're going to say she was on the baseline. Tatum basketball, 1:42 remaining. Can they get this clock going a little bit quicker, TJ?
At this point, I think Tatum just needs to get it in and try and play keep away. Go ahead and burn off as much of this clock as they can, and let's get out of here and get ready for tomorrow afternoon. This has been a physical game.
Hinnard will dribble up top and give it off to the left wing to Young after the inbound. Returns it to Villasenor, top of the circle. Driving hard down the lane, weaving through traffic. Reverse slam on the left side with two hands and puts it through. Boy, 32 points for Luann Villasenor with that double-double today. 67-44. The biggest lead now is 23 for your Tatum Lady Coyotes.
I like that because Tatum went for the score when they had the open look, but they burned some time.
Shot from right side for three for Benavidez, no good, but tip back up and in on the rebound in the left block. That's Naranjo's first bucket and first rebound. It's 67-46. Into the front court. Unloading the ball is Hinnard to the right wing, picked up by Villasenor. Defender went hard to the hardwood there. That was Benavidez. They'll send it back to the far left to Rice. Clock down to 48. Gets bodied into by the 8th grader, Anaya, no call. Gives it up to Hinnard to the top of the arc. Spin move, back at the timeline. Over to Rice, far side. Back to the timeline again to Luann Villasenor, and we look like we have a reach foul called here.
Going to call that on, Rachel Marto. That'll be her first personal, and that will put Sydney Rice at the line. Sid is 1 for 2, 5 points in the ball game, and trying to put the final nails in the Rattlers' coffin.
32 for Villasenor, 26 for Hinnard, 5 for Young, 5 for Rice, and misses the first free throw. So she'll get one more here as we get more bench personnel checking in for the Purple Rattlers squad. On the court will be seeing her first action, Rihanna Montoya, who's a sophomore. Also checking in Aaliyah Maris, who's had some action here earlier. Second shot is up, bouncing around the rim and good. Count it for Rice. Gets 1 of 2, now has 6 points. And it's now 68-46, a 22-point lead. Clock down to 30 seconds. In the front court, stop and go. Benavidez got the ball knocked out of her hands momentarily by Colby Hinnard, but picked up by Benavidez. Fires a three out the back of the rim, a long distance. In transition off the rebound is Hinnard. Avery, that's her 10th board. Throws it up ahead to her sister on the right baseline. Colby gets it stripped on the near sideline. Bodies are flipping into the table here, trying to save it. And they're going to give it to, looks like the Rattlers. So that'll be a turnover for Tatum, and that'll be their 20th turnover of the ball game.
But still, not when you're up by 22 points, you're not going to be as worried about it. I know Coach Slover's probably going to want to cut those down for the championship game, but it's been domination for Tatum this entire morning.
We're down to the final 10 seconds as Kaylee Benavidez gets bodied into.
And they are going to call the charge there.
Whoa.
On number 21, so on Rhiannon Ray Montoya. So that'll be a turnover, number 23 for Tucumcari. 9 seconds to go. Tatum, you just get the inbound as the tears already flowing for Tucumcari, but they have played a tough matchup, but Tatum, hey, they're not the number one team in the state for nothing. The Lady Coyotes going to cruise on into the championship round.
Inbound to Villasenor near the right sideline with 5 seconds. She spins and she takes on Benavidez to the right wing. Down to 2, down to 1, and get ready for that championship game tomorrow. We're heading to the pit.
We'll be back in 2.5 minutes to wrap this one up. Tatum 68, Tucumcari 46. Lady Coyote Championship basketball continues in a moment on Cool 95.7.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community. Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
The Tatum Schools are a proud sponsor of this live broadcast. Tatum Schools are very proud of every single student. With the dedication in the classroom and the dedication in your community, you've made all of Tatum and Lee County very proud. All your hard work is paying off, Coyotes. The entire staff, faculty, and administration wish you the best of luck. For more details about Tatum Schools, please log on to tatumschools.org.
Imagine having everything we ever dreamed. Don't you want it? Can't you see it?
Now, with the new Lico, you can have it all. Don't settle for slow internet. Lico introduces reliable internet speed experience. No more slow music and video streams. Experience Lico's blazing fast connection. Experience the new Lico with multi-device internet connection. Lico, experience tomorrow's broadband today. 370-5010 or lico.net. Rancho Event Center, the Tatum Lady Coyotes have punched their ticket through to the championship game, their first appearance since the 2019 championship year, as they are victorious 68-46. I'm TJ Miracle with Ty Friend, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So really from the word go, Ty, it was all Tatum in this one.
Yeah, they definitely took care of business in this major, important semifinal game. And, boy, Luann Villasenor is having a great tournament. 32 points, 14 rebounds in this one. She had 23 points on Tuesday in that win over Laguna Acoma in the quarterfinals. Of course, her and Avery both have been kind of going back and forth and scoring hindered throughout the season in terms of double digits. Both of them averaging about 17 entering this game. But, Villasenor has really taken over the big scoring reigning champion here as she's really dominating and also getting the glass work, which is a real good deal there. But hindered right behind her with 26 in this ball game and had 10 rebounds, a double-double for her, too, both of them. So you got to love that. 58 combined points and 24 turnovers, 24 rebounds between the two as well. This wasn't the prettiest game. A lot of turnovers on both teams. I mean, you look at that, 24 for Tucumcari and 20 for Tatum, but heck, you still win by double digits. 22-point win, and you punch your ticket to the championship.
Well, that's the important thing, and if Tatum can continue the way they're running, probably more turnovers than they want, but 46 total rebounds on the official stat sheet for Tatum. That's just cleaning the glass extremely well, and you're going to have to do that against either Pecos or Mesa Vista, and just keep your offense rolling. And so far, so good for Tatum. So now 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we get to leave the friendly confines of the Rio Rancho Event Center, and everything we've got left is at the pit.
Yeah, Mesa Vista team we saw earlier this week, they beat Eunice 72-38, so pretty tough team. They definitely got a score in that. Tana Lopez, 26 points in that game, was perfect on the line with 6 for 6 free throws, and also had 8 rebounds. So that's really the girl they're going to have to watch closely. I also have a good 8th grader, Leah Boyas, with 11 points in that game against Eunice. So I hope Tatum's ready for them, and looks like the way they played in this game today that they are ready for a championship. Got beat in the semifinals last year. I don't think it's going to happen this time around. We already know it's not. They just want to make sure that finale's in the W column, too.
That's what you definitely want. So we'll be back with you 4:45 tomorrow afternoon. More Tatum Lady Coyote basketball here on Cool 95.7. But we're not done today. We're going to head all the way back into South Bernalillo County, back to UNM, for another doubleheader for you today. Game 1 of our triple header in the books. The Hobbs Lady Eagles up next at 1:15 this afternoon against the Carlsbad Cave Girls in the 5A girls semifinals. We'll have that game for you just up the dial on our sister station, Eagle 100.5 FM at 11:10 a.m. Also, Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, and then the nightcap tonight, or the afternoon cap, I guess we could say, at 4:45. The Hobbs boys taking on Sandia in the boys 5A semifinals. That'll be right here on Cool 95.7 and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. Our game this morning brought to you by Legendary Services, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Western States Insurance. Later at the pit.